Buck Showalter has been let go, has been released as manager of the Baltimore Orioles, along with GM Dan Duquette there. I think the Orioles lost 116 games this season. Now, I'll tell you this, and this is just my honest sense. If you're an Oriole fan, I'm sure you'll be forever grateful for Buck for bringing this team out of the dark years and giving the sweet taste of victory again, right? He restored pride kind of in that fan base that had grown weary and got used to the abuse from the franchise, and going from botched rebuild to botched rebuild over and over again. Deserves credit from that. But he's also responsible for this disaster of a season, right? He is the manager. And it's his job to get these guys to perform. Now, I know a lot of these guys, a lot of Oriole fans hate the owner, want the owner gone, Angelos gone. Listen, Angelos is not firing himself. He's not selling the team. So this is what happens, and usually, in this case, it's both the manager and the GM. So both were at fault. Okay, in the sense of the players that the GM got, what the contracts that given out probably, or just looking at a fresh new approach to everything, and the manager is responsible. The team ranked 18th in fielding. Surprised me, honestly, they were that high. 27th in hitting and 30th in pitching. The entire team lacked basic fundamentals that an average fan should expect from a group of professional ball players, especially on the major league level. The team needs a new coaching staff, especially hitting and pitching coaches. Now, don't forget the old take the dominant starter out in the 7th so Brock or Day can blow it. Who was that bright spot in the pen, too? Beliler was probably the only one. Can you maybe get a Jim Palmer into some pitching practice sessions, right? You probably say that to yourself if you're an Oriole fan. It's just been, rough. Now, you got to think to yourself, listen, when you look at that pitching, why did Buck Showalter speak up? Did he become complacent? Why was he quiet about the lack of pitching? You didn't have a number 1 or number 2 pitcher. How do you go into the season and not speak up, assuming that he didn't? But certain things you got to be held accountable. It just can't be all one. Everyone is all in on this. I think it was definitely time for a change. He just wasn't a fit for the team anymore. Was definitely a good manager. I think this year this team died on him. And unfortunately, ownership decisions have condemned this team to the cellar for the next few years. Maybe this rebuild that you're going through will finally to figure out how to develop starting pitching. They have no farm system. That's the problem, though. No scouts in foreign markets, and very little investment in getting A ball players into the majors. They trade away talent. Needs to be kind of a whole sea of change in how things are ran at the top. It has to be a top priority. Hope all is well. Look forward to speaking to you guys very, very soon.